Hello one, hello all, welcome to this ranking. I was gonna say top 10, but we're not quite there. We're gonna rank all 8 series of Dexter, including the New Blood, exclamation point, epilogue, whatever you wanna call it. Keep in mind, this of course is my list, just like always. This is what I think. It is not gospel. Doesn't mean that what I'm saying is right. Doesn't mean what you're saying is wrong. It's just merely my opinion. And I shall give you some insight into said opinion. The Dexter series came out in the mid-2000s among the height of, well, not only just the crime weekly show, whether it be NYPD, CSI, more letters that equal something in a crime department, but this was more character driven. It wasn't episodic. It was a bit of a linear story. It wasn't completely linear, but it was focusing on a specific character at a time when television was really starting to shine. If you think about, I forget where the article is. There's an article online. I think it was either 2007 was the best year to be watching television. And that's because The Sopranos was on, Dexter had just premiered, Breaking Bad had just started, Lost was on. But Dexter, well, it was something unique. It was the crime show, except from the ass end. And us Americans, we like anti-heroes, and oh boy was Dexter an anti-hero. Guy who kills people who get away with murder. And his catch is that he works for the Miami Metro Police Department doing blood splatter analysis. And he's a bit of a, I don't know what you would call him. He's not normal. He's a bit of a socially awkward, whatever the fuck. Completely endearing and won the world over for years upon years, and we're looking back now at about 15 years worth of Dexter in pop culture. So without further ado, here is the CP's least favorite Dexter season.
9.
You would have had to film baby diarrhea for 7 hours straight to possibly disappoint me more than Dexter season 8. There were so many little different things, and I'll get to more points later on in the episode. But season 8, it just seemed like it got further and further and further and further away from everything we knew about everything in the show. The decisions made were really weird, so much so that they had decided to retcon, or no, not really retcon, they decided to go back and kind of erase some of it and fucking put band-aids over the rest. And some people died, some people did some things that they probably wouldn't have done within their character. I own every Dexter series on Blu-ray. I do not own Dexter Series 8 because I don't care to ever watch that series again. Even though I have watched it again for shit like this. That's not my Dexter. Hashtag not my Dexter.
8.
Season 6, Colin Hanks? One of the Hankses, White Boy Summer?
It's about to be a white boy summer.
And Edward James almost made a good show. Yeah, we get it. Religious freaks, they're doing some crazy shit with people and sending messages because the end is here, and what the fuck is this doing in a Dexter show? Like really? What? Yo, Miami is the place to be if you want to commit like mass murder and like be witty about it. And season 6 proved that. Season 6 is just about right there with season 8, with the exception of that last 10 minutes. And I think that last 10 minutes kind of gives people rose-tinted glasses. I remember watching that live and thinking, oh, it's gonna happen now. We're finally, it's go time. We're finally coming across a new dramatic spectrum for Dexter and people around him. But let that be no mistake. The 11 episodes and 45 minutes before that, still kind of a chore. Ugh.
7,
Coming in at number 7 is Dexter Season 5. And I had a bit of a hard time with this because I recently just watched Dexter Season 5. Emily had been rewatching Dexter from 1 through, 5 right now. And we kind of flew past 5. And the one thing, watching it the first time, it was just like, this isn't Rita, this isn't anything that Dexter was, and it really wasn't. The first episode was kind of dealing with what the fuck, what would Dexter's life be like in a situation like that? And I really wish they covered he's a husband of a woman who was murdered, and he knows all the things about the guy who committed these murders. It could be a bit of a copycat. He did say it was my fault, or I did it, or something like that. I really wish more than one person was a bit of a detective during this season. It would have been neat to press. It would have been neat to have, season 7 or 2 in season 5, but instead season 5 was it was more like a season 4 plus. Another problem in the Dexter saga where Dexter's just like, hi, I murdered in front of you, but it's okay. I'm gonna make you feel better. I can take you wherever you want, if that even ends up being the police station, and you can ID me and tell everybody who I was and what type of medication I gave you and how I knocked you out and all that. That's fine. I'm here to help you because I'm a good guy. My man forgot the code. Rita took the code with her, apparently.
6,
My number 6 favorite Dexter season was season 7. It really set a bit of a table up. What's he gonna do? How is he gonna treat the whole situation with Deb? Are they going to be a duo? Is she gonna turn him in? Is there gonna be some sort of friction? And it was just kind of like The Odd Couple. But it was unique to see a different take all over the place. Then you have the Hannah character, which I don't know how I feel about all of that. Everybody's right about Hannah, and Dexter's first instinct was right. And then of course, if you go ahead to season 8, he says, take my son, it's okay. I realize you've poisoned 6 out of 9 people I've met, so I trust you. Weird. What a weird season. And of course, there's that whole, we're not blood, but we're kind of incesty. That thing. 7 has its moments, but at the same time, for every time you want to talk about something decent that happens in season 7, there's some fucked up shit that happens in season 7.
Number 5.
My 5th favorite Dexter season, and that is season 3 with Bail Organa. For those of you who are not nerds, that is Jimmy Smits. His brother had been murdered in the first episode of season 3. Dexter did it by accident. Oops. Then Dexter went to go make sure that he got the real person who committed the crime, and so did Miguel Prado, who is Jimmy Smits' character. He wanted to make sure that Well, I think he wanted to kill him too, but Dexter already beat him to the punch, set up a kill room, nice plastic baggies and pictures and stabberino, and from there forth they have a little secret. And at that point forward, when you have a secret like that, you're stuck. You can't let anybody go. That's how marriages start. Oh shit, you saw me murder my mother. I guess we're never getting a divorce. It was neat to see Dexter kind of share some of his tips and tricks of the trade. And Miguel was a bit hot-headed and wanted to do things not quite by the code. And you knew that wasn't long for this world. And Dexter's a bit of a loner, and Miguel's a bit of a lawyer. Read into that however you will. The last quarter of that season really picked up, and I genuinely didn't know where that season was going, and it was quite exciting. Quite exciting.
Number 4.
New Blood. And this is me recording this as New Blood has just aired, and I don't know how I feel about this. My mind can absolutely change. The one thing I'm happy about is from episodes 1 through like 7, I was like, you know what? They repaired 8. There's, you know, they can throw this season over a cliff for all I know, and it still kind of feels better going down. Or the aftertaste is better than season 8. I was comfortable. I was excited. I did not want this season to happen. I was perfectly set. Like, just leave it be. You're not gonna redo Sopranos because people are pissed off about that ending. So just some shows are Breaking Bad. They fucking nail it at the end, and some shows are Dexter, and this was Dexter. I mean, you could have, and somewhere between is Sopranos, where it's just like, eh. And you know what? Michael C. Hall, who was in 6 Feet Under, which was a beautiful series finale on a show that is far underwatched, but then again, I don't have enough Paxil in the state to take that show on again. By episode 8, episode 9, I was very comfortable that this thing, we're on cruise control. We're all we gotta do is just land the plane, put the wheels on the ground, and do what you gotta do. And there was like 6 choices to make with the final episode. And I guess there was a tree in the way somewhere where they decided to just hit that instead of taking one of the 6 paths. And I'm not gonna totally blame the entire season, because I did. I had a really good time with the season. I just am so flummoxed. I have so many questions. I have so many second guesses. The thing with Kurt and his museum of truck stop ladies. Why have that the week before? Why have Kurt set up Dexter for his son when there's like really no proof other than the little titanium leg pieces in an envelope? When we know Kurt was at the house the Christmas 2 days before or a day before, and I don't know, you could trace that handwriting, and Dexter seemed pretty cool, and why not listen to him? She did listen to him. She went back to the Museum of Corpses. It just didn't seem Teflon. Oh yeah, and let's call down to Miami, because that wasn't the most shoehorned thing in the world. Episodes 1 through 9, I would give like a B plus, with the exception of Harrison. Harrison's character was so unruly and obnoxious and just, ugh. And if you're telling me that moving forward we're gonna have a show with Harrison, I don't care. I don't care. The show is not called The Morgans. You know, when you heard New Blood was coming back, did you say, ooh, I can't wait to see what Harry's gonna say? No, Harry's been replaced. It's Deborah now. Oh, okay, cool. But, oh, I can't wait to see what Dexter has to say. Are any of you gonna be like, ooh, Harrison's coming back. I can't wait to see what he has to say with whatever ghost they choose to help him in his dark passenger. With all that hatred, you would think it'd be a little bit lower on my list, but I really had a good time. It was nice seeing quality Dexter programming all these years. A decade? Has it been a decade? All these years later, I'll take it. I'll take the bad with the good, but could you have moved it around a little bit? The first half was just so stretched out, and the last 3 or 4 episodes was so rushed, and I don't know. I feel like I hope COVID had something to do with it, because I don't know. There's just something stinks. Something reeks about the way that show like really busted its ass to get to an ending and get to that ending.
Cool.
Number 3.
My third favorite Dexter season is the first season, The Ice Truck Killer, which is Dexter's brother. Spoiler. Have I said spoilers yet? That was a really nice break into the show where somebody was leaving, Dexter's brother was leaving little toys, games behind for him, and Dexter was really turned on by it, and he wanted to play along. So I watched this from the beginning, I found out as the world found out. So you didn't know what the deal was, if the person was a friendly, if the person was seriously trying to fuck Dexter's shit up. But it was a hell of a ride. It was something extremely fresh, and it still holds today. It's a 15-year-old show that's still, I mean, granted, some styles certainly don't fit. Deborah looks Deborah, grow your hair out. Just don't no.
Number 2.
The season where they found all of the Bay Harbor Butcher bags, Dokes was hot on the tail, and Rita thought that Dexter was a drug addict, and we had Pardon My Tits, which was perhaps if you're gonna put a line on a shirt to best describe Dexter in 15 years, it's
Pardon my tits.
Everybody and their mother thought Dexter was up to no good, for good reason, and Dokes was hot on his tail, and Dexter was doing his best to avoid Dokes, and then somehow there's this little shack, and that's where the little drug cabin was, where Spanish-speaking folk were storing Los Drogas. I don't think I said that right. It certainly wasn't a chocheria, I know that much. They caught Dokes, and then Dexter helped Dokes, and you know, I'm just narrating the entire season for you here, but it seemed when Dexter was at its best, the last 4 or 5 episodes were really, you know, bingeable, and I can't say that for seasons 5, 6, 7, 8. I can say that for New Blood, but then when you get to the end, you're like,
And number 1.
Season 4, The Trinity Killer, although why can't we rename him, because he was the quadrilogy killer? It was the Trinity Killer and Let Me Bury a Boy Before I Get Started. You don't realize how incredible an actor John Lithgow is until you need to see him play a bad guy, and fuck does he play a bad guy really well. Superb seeing anti-hero Dexter going one-on-one, and sometimes one would get to step on the other, and other times one would get to step on another, and There's so many different things happening where somebody has a chance to do something about it and somebody has a chance to do something else. And again, the way the last 4 or 5 episodes ultimately plays out in some brutal irony, some bittersweet shit that you can only find in some Korean films that I've been watching in the last 4 or 5 years. So that is it. One last time from bottom to top. 9 is season 8, 8 is season 6, 7 is season 5, 6 is season 7, 5 is season 3, 4 is New Blood, 3 is season 1, 2 is season 2. And my favorite Dexter season is season 4. And for so many years, I have said that you can kind of slice, if Dexter seasons 1 through 8 was a cake, you could just put a slice right down the middle and take 1 through 4 and let the other 4 pieces go bad. I think seasons 1 through 4 is brilliant. Just like I say with Lost, I accept Lost season 5, the ending of season 5, as the end, even though Lost went on for another season. Dexter season 4, the way that ends, that's the end of Dexter for me. And then they went and made New Blood. I didn't want it, and then they made it, and then I got more and more attracted to it, and then they punched me right in the dick or in the chest. Take the safety off. Clyde Phillips, what did you do? What did you do?